All right, let's just dive right into this explainer. You know that feeling when you look at those massive lists of health guidelines from places like the World Health Organization and Harvard, and you just feel completely intimidated by the sheer volume of things you're supposed to be doing? Trust me, you are definitely not alone. But today, we're going to change that. We are going to break these foundational habits down into a really structured, highly visual roadmap that fits seamlessly right into your normal, everyday routine.
So what if a few tiny habits could literally transform your entire health? I know, it sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? But focusing on small, daily micro-adjustments is actually the most evidence-based way to build long-term vitality. And the really good news from the experts is that it is absolutely never too early and never too late to adopt these habits. When you're younger, you're building this amazing fortress for a lifetime of good health. And as you get older, these exact same habits help control existing conditions and drastically lower your risk of developing new ones.
Because here's the reality. Prolonged stress and poor daily habits, they can trigger or worsen some pretty heavy stuff. We're talking heart disease, stroke, high blood pressure, depression, ulcers, irritable bowel syndrome, migraines, and obesity. That is a serious list. But the experts also give us this absolutely empowering message. Your timeline for taking control of your health starts right now. You don't need some massive life overhaul, you just need a better foundation.
Okay, moving into Section 1, Fueling Your Body Right. Specifically, your morning routine. Let's start with your morning and what you consume. And we're going to focus entirely on positive, empowering swaps rather than restrictive dieting.
So, 400. The World Health Organization actually sets this as a clear daily target. Consume at least 400 grams or about 5 portions of fruits and veggies every day. Now, I know that might sound like a lot, but it's incredibly easy when you pack them in smartly. Vegetables, especially those dark leafy greens, are super rich in fiber and water, meaning they leave you full and satisfied without a ton of calories and fat. Making dinner? Serve broccoli or spinach as a side instead of mashed potatoes. Making a sandwich? Throw in some crisp slices of red or yellow pepper. Just munching on a carrot instead of a cookie gets you that much closer to this vital 400-gram target.
Now, to hit those nutritional targets effortlessly, it's all about the swap. Think of it like a game. Just swap out your refined white carbohydrates for whole grain alternatives. Trade the white bread, rice, crackers, and pasta for healthier whole grain versions and legumes. You can also use skinless chicken and turkey in your recipes instead of skin-on, and maybe opt for leaner cuts of beef or pork. And hey, if you get hungry between meals, bypass the potato chips and snack on a handful of almonds, cashews, or carrot sticks dipped in hummus.
And you know, that exact same swap logic totally applies to what you drink. Trading just one daily sugary soda or packaged juice for a tall glass of plain water, sparkling water, or unsweetened herbal tea helps you hit that crucial 2-liter daily target for proper cellular function. A pro tip: keep a reusable water bottle nearby at all times to make this completely frictionless.
Okay, let's talk about the psychology of convenience for a second. The salt shaker. Take it right off the dining room table. Seriously, keeping it there makes it way too easy to consume excess salt, and that leads directly to high blood pressure. Just hide the shaker in a cabinet and only bring it out when you're cooking. Even better, get into the habit of actually tasting your food before you salt it. You can brilliantly spice up your meals by replacing that salt with lemon or lime juice, garlic, red pepper flakes, and fresh herbs to effortlessly protect your cardiovascular system.
So what does this all mean? Well, these food habits help you maintain a healthy weight, which is a massive shield against heart disease, stroke, and certain cancers. But there is another really fascinating piece of data here for women. Keeping the pounds from piling on actually decreases the risk of future pelvic floor disorders. A recent study found that even women who have never had a vaginal birth are at an increased risk for urinary stress incontinence if they're overweight or obese. The way we fuel our bodies has profound structural impacts.
Right, let's switch gears to Section 2, optimizing your workspace and staying active. As we move into the active part of your workday, let's look closely at how you sit and how you move.
Actually, let's break the fourth wall for just a second here. How is your posture right now at this exact moment while you're watching this explainer? Are you slumping, leaning forward? Are your legs twisted up under your desk right now?
Well, let's fix it right now. Step 1, straighten that back. Step 2, tuck in your stomach. Step 3, put your feet completely flat on the floor. And Step 4, uncross those legs. You should literally feel more relaxed right away. The few seconds this takes can help you avoid back pain, which is incredibly one of the most common health problems in the United States and a leading cause of disability. Simple ergonomic adjustments like repositioning your monitor or grabbing a chair with lower back support can totally prevent neck strain, eye strain, and carpal tunnel syndrome.
Now, looking at your whole week, your magic number is 150. That is 150 minutes of moderate-intensity aerobic activity, like brisk walking or cycling. When you break that down, it's highly manageable. We're talking just 20 to 30 minutes a day dedicated to moving your body and getting your blood pumping.
And hey, you absolutely don't need a fancy gym membership to hit these goals. Just bypassing the elevator to take the stairs exercises your lungs, works the muscles in your lower body, and is a phenomenal way to inch closer to that recommended 10,000 daily step target without having to block out any extra time in your busy schedule.
You also want to hunt for natural opportunities to stretch it out during the day. Taking regular stretch breaks in the office, stretching when you get out of your car, or even just reaching for items on a high shelf at the store. Regularly stretching keeps you limber as you age and helps avoid injuries. And looking a bit further down the road, incorporating balance exercises like Tai Chi can dramatically reduce your risk of dangerous, life-altering falls later in life. Moving right along to Section 3, boosting your brain health. Because as we hit that inevitable afternoon slump, it is the absolute perfect time to give your mind a workout. Physical health is really only half the equation here. Researchers at Rush actually found that actively engaging your mind is like building a shield for your brain. Activities that really challenge you mentally, like reading, doing crossword puzzles, playing Sudoku, or getting into a strategic game of chess, may actually help lower your risk for the dementia associated with Alzheimer's disease. Your brain thrives on being challenged, plain and simple. But wait, what if you're just not a fan of puzzles? What if Sudoku just isn't your jam? Does that mean you are out of luck when it comes to cognitive protection? No way. Absolutely not. You can actually trick your brain into a workout just by mixing up your routine. Try eating with your non-dominant hand. Walk a completely new route home from work to force your brain to map new spatial awareness. And please, don't underestimate the power of human connection. Staying socially engaged with others is an incredibly powerful, enjoyable way to protect your cognitive faculties.
Finally, we arrive at Section 4, winding down for recovery. The day is wrapping up, and we need to consciously shift gears to slowing down, de-stressing, and preparing the body to recover.
This timeline perfectly visualizes the ultimate evening wind-down. Think of it like a countdown. At T-2 hours before bed, begin to de-stress. Experts recommend things you actually enjoy, like listening to soothing music, reading a good book, soaking in a hot bath, or just hanging out with your pet. At T-30 minutes, it is time to kill all the digital screens and bright lights. And at T-0, your target is securing 7 to 8 hours of uninterrupted, high-quality sleep.
And woven right into that routine, try to carve out just 5 to 10 minutes for mindfulness. A little meditation, some deep breathing, or light stretching right before bed helps relieve built-up tension and tells your nervous system, hey, it is safe to power down now. This practice actively combats the severe stress that exacerbates everything from high blood pressure to migraines.
We really have to respect the power of sleep here, guys. Over time, a consistent shortage of shut-eye seriously raises the risk of heart attacks and strokes, and that's regardless of your age, weight, or how much you exercise. If you are consistently sleep-deprived, setting a regular schedule and going to bed just 15 minutes earlier every single night, yep, even on the weekends, can make a massive difference for your heart.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want you to remember something crucial. You don't have to be perfect on day one. We've covered hydration, posture, brain games, and sleep hygiene. The real question is, which of these manageable micro-habits are you going to start weaving into your day tomorrow? Because the smallest change today literally dictates who you will be a decade from now. So what are you going to build?